With the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call vote, please.
James
I
Altop.
mean, you
Roll
know,
call?
yeah.
James Altop is
He's
absent.
absent. He's absent.
David Villalobos.
Present.
Lester Caper.
Present.
Norm Stick.
Present.
Bill Fisher.
Here.
Ty Wilkening.
Here.
Carl Brittingham.
Here.
Nick Mager is absent. Julie Rivera is absent. Bob Carnahan.
Here.
David Osham.
Present.
Thank you. Public comment? One time? 2 times? 3 times? If not, we'll proceed. Approval of the minutes of Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second? Second. Roll call vote, please.
David Villalobos.
Yes.
Lester Caper.
Yes, ma'am.
Norm Stick.
Yes. Thank you. Tips report?
Hello, everyone. Got 3 things for you guys today. First off, we have the tips hours for January 2024. Everybody made hours for the month with 26 total, or 22 details and 4 call-outs. The details were Sergeant Yager doing traffic guard duty for the school.
Excuse me 1 second. Nick says the mics aren't on. Are they on?
Yes, flip the button. Is it red? How about now? There you go.
Yep.
Thank you, Nick.
All right. Any questions?
That's not gonna look good on the computer.
No, thank you.
Next, we have resignation letter from Victor 13, Bill Horn, for your approval. Should be there in front of you.
Yeah, it's the second bit. So you just got tired of, why he's resigning?
It was, what, health issues?
Okay.
I make a motion to accept the resignation.
Mr.
Horn.
Roll call vote?
Did you have a second?
Yes. I'm
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. David Villalobos.
Yes.
Lester Caper.
Yes, ma'am.
Norm Stick.
Yes, thank you. Well, we hope him nothing but the best, and we
Thank you.
thank him for his service.
Will do. Lastly, I have an application for your approval.
So good.
Who's wanting to game one? Ed? You all know Ed, he was the traffic guard for the school. So he decided to join our ranks.
Gentlemen, I was VIPS commander in Arizona for 10 years. Had 55 volunteers. It's a little bit different.
Are you bragging?
No, I'm just saying, we had a very active program. So I'm well aware of what they do and how they do things and with the lieutenant here.
Well, we're certainly glad to have anybody, volunteer, but especially somebody that's, experienced.
Put him on the recruiting committee.
Yeah. Help get some more.
Took me a while to convince him to do it this time. A lot of prayer.
So, let me see. Do we need a voting box for the?
There's one there.
Application approval, C.
Okay.
Letter C.
Oh, I see it, thank you. A motion to gladly accept?
Absolutely, I'll make the motion to accept the application. Thank you.
Second?
Second for Ed. What's your last name, please?
Smith. It's a hard
Ed.
one.
Just for the record.
Roll call vote, please.
David Villalobos?
Yes.
Lester Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Norm Stick?
Yes.
All right, you're stuck now.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you,
Thanks a
Mr.
million.
Smith.
Thank you.
Hey, John, that's all I have, unless you have any questions.
And as always, thank you, Vips, for all what they do.
You're welcome.
Police Department Communications.
Only communications I have this month, I have a card that was sent to Deputy Chief Carl Brittingham. It says, just thinking about your kindness brings a smile. Thank you so much. Thank you for your kindness. Sherry, is that right, Sherry? Sherry Horton. January 9th was when I tipped my Jeep over. Thanks again. I just got my Jeep back from the body shop. So brief, quick story. I think it was county that had a call on the screen for a vehicle in a ditch. Deputy Chief responded and was able to help her out. She had flipped it over on Reeder Road, in a ditch, and she was upside down, so she just sent him a card saying thank you very much.
Did you have to help her out?
It was during one of our early morning snowstorms. County was busy, and of course it was close, I was close. So I just took the report to county, but I sat there for a couple hours, almost 3 hours, until the tow truck got there and
Wow.
took her home, so.
Good
Kept
job.
her warm, which is nice, you know, because it was cold out.
Good, very good. If it happens, and I'm sure it's quite stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Any more communications?
That's all I got.
Then we'll move on to floor finances.
You got my finance report. Let me know if you have any questions on that. We're doing good on our budget. That's Mr. Bungie watching in. So you got my finance report. Let me know if you have any questions on that. Nothing really big or new right now. It's some vehicles getting worked on. We did find out we got approval for some grant from the Crown Point Community Foundation. I found out today for a 50/50 for the gas masks that we're replacing and cartridges that we're working on. So we may have to find some other funding for it, but they said they would fund it 1 for 1. So if we put $1 and they put $1.
So we're replacing gas masks we already have now?
We have some. We don't have enough for the whole department. And the biggest thing is the filters need to be changed. So
Okay, yeah, I could see
yeah.
when they get older.
Yep.
Okay.
How many miles do you have on a car before you cycle it out, before you retire it?
The
Roughly,
last 4
ballpark.
had anywhere from 105 to 130,000 miles.
And those guys, they're working 12-hour shifts, 10-hour shift, what is it?
12.
12, so, okay. So over 100,000
Yeah.
before you retire it. Okay.
Yeah, the cars that are going, this next time, the patrol cars, I think, one's at 99,000 right now, and we won't get the cars until, when we get approval till summertime, so it'll be over 100,000.
Okay, thank you.
What's the price on the gas mask?
That's a great question, I don't know. There's the one that we're looking at, but we're still looking for the funding for it, so I can get that to you, I can email it to you.
Thank you.
Any more questions on number 4? Move on to 5, staffing.
All right, so, general staffing, everybody's on the road with the exception of, Mr. Enyer to, put his letter of resignation and finish it up on the 23rd. The rest of the department is, continuing to work, so just need to get a approval of his letter of resignation.
Make a motion to approve the resignation letter of Mr. Enick.
Second?
Roll call vote, please.
David Villalobos?
Yes.
Lester Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Norm Stick?
Yes, thank you. And we did do exit interview with Nick, I can't pronounce his last name.
Enyer?
We did do an exit interview with that officer. Okay, so that was the general staffing, we did that. So we would be going to C now?
Yeah, so, before we do that, I got a text message real quick, Mr. Caper, $6,250 for all the masks.
For all of them?
Yeah.
6,250?
6250, and filters,
How many is that for?
the whole department, so
So
it's
that's
24. He may have upped it to make sure we had a few extras, but at least 24.
Thank you.
Yep. So, we had interviews the last 3 months of the year, and general consensus.
Bad weather.
General
This
consensus.
looks like on TV where everybody's getting a message.
I didn't get one. The general consensus was, the gentleman that, we interviewed by the name of Matthew Milan, say that right? So I would like the Board of Safety to approve us to move forward, to present to the town council to begin the PERF process for Matthew Milan to replace Nick Enger.
Have you been in contact with him? He's interested in the position?
I have, and he is.
So can I have a motion for a conditional offer of employment?
Now, this guy's a raw recruit.
This would be approval for PERF program. First, we gotta go through the PERF before we get a conditional offer, right?
Yep.
Well, it's first conditional.
Yeah.
I thought there was,
We don't do the conditional offer until he passes PERF.
so we're making a motion to,
To approve us to send it to the board, to the town council to approve them to let me take him to PERF. Start the PERF process.
So moved.
Second,
roll call vote, please.
David Villalobos,
yes.
Lester Caper,
Yes, ma'am.
Norm Stick.
Yes,
I will let him know.
so moved. Number 6, training report.
Not much training going on. They had some active shooter refresher course and some firearms qualifications. We sent two officers down to attempt to take the firearms instructor qualification test, and they just missed both of them, just missed it. It's a very strict course, so they're gonna do some practice and get a little better and try it again.
They missed qualifying.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very strict. You have to be expert on 3 consecutive shoots, so,
That would make sense.
yeah,
It's qualifying to be an instructor.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. So they're very good shooters, but you have to be inside the small rings, so. I did it myself, it's difficult, so.
Did you pass?
I did,
How many times?
3 times.
Okay. I'm better. Number 7, equipment.
So I need approval for you guys. I passed out a list, so went ahead to move forward for this year's vehicles. I received 5 different quotes for vehicles ranging from Dodge Durangos to Ford Explorers. As you can see, the prices of them, my recommendation is that we go locally with James Auto. They're only $200 from being the lowest bid per vehicle. So that would be my recommendation to move forward on those. I've confirmed with the clerk treasurer's office the money is there for the purchase of those vehicles this year. So I need a approval for you to move forward to take it to the Board of Safety. I'm sorry, the Town Council. We will be working with Chief Wilkening to purchase his vehicle through the same program, so. But I'll let Chief Wilkening talk about it.
Motion to accept the bid from James Auto.
Yes.
For 4 vehicles,
Yes, sir.
and I'm looking at 172,000,
172.50, yes.
and that's already budgeted?
Yes.
Oh, okay, then I make a motion to accept that.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
David Villalobos,
Yes.
Lester Caper,
Yes, ma'am.
Norm Stick.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, and I will take that to the Town Council at the next meeting, or ask to have it put on the agenda.
Number 8.
You got my monthly activity reports. As you can see, we've updated it a little bit more, just to show you some past numbers. We had a total of 400 traffic stops in the month of January. It was a little cold. Had a total of 400 warnings issued and 120 citations. We had a total of 540 law calls.
What does
calls
that
for
mean?
service.
What's a law incident?
Officers being dispatched to an incident.
Okay.
It's just abbreviated for law, because it's just abbreviated for law enforcement call. 32 arrests in the month.
Okay, explain the difference, a law call and a call for service.
They're lumped together they're the same thing. So they're the same terminology, just used differently. It'd be like a DUI or an OWI. It's the same exact thing.
Okay, because, I'm looking in January, we had 917 calls for service and 400 law calls, or 540 law incidents.
Where are you at?
Law incident,
Okay.
you got 540,
Okay.
and call for service, you've got 917.
Oh, so any of the ones like ambulance calls that we're responding to back them up, or just something that doesn't require any paper for the officer, then it's just a call for service.
Okay. And then for the call for service, in January of last year, it's January of this year, significant drop. Any reason, any idea why there?
Could be weather related.
Okay.
Chief, would you like me to explain how that's calculated?
I would love that. Thank you, Cliff.
Okay, very well. So a law case is, if you're going to be doing an incident report, a call for service includes a law, anything that an officer dispatched to, any call that was a request for a service. That would include a traffic stop, vacation check, an agency assist. Even though the officer may not draw a case on it, he still was dispatched for that incident.
Okay, very good. That explains that.
Thank you, sir.
That all with 8, gentlemen, you happy? Number 9, Lexipol.
I have no updates, but we will be calling upon you in the next 2 weeks. We have quite a few that we need to go over. So we'll get some dates from when you guys are available, 2 weeks, so we can sit down with them.
And we came up with a few questions.
You have some questions for my policy?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that?
These questions.
Sure.
Okay, let's see, others?
You have some questions now, you said?
Not now.
Oh! I thought you had questions.
No, when you said you was gonna call us in for Lexipol.
Oh, review file?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely have questions then, that's true. So Unit 46 started the Two Good for Drugs program at Red Cedars this month, so that's going pretty good. It replaced the DARE program. And then over the next 2 months, through our EAP program, we will be doing entire department training on sensitivity and ethics.
What's EAP?
Employee Assistance Program. That's the program that the police department put together last year, originally just for police, but then once the town found it, what it was about, it was adopted for the entire town.
Anytime somebody uses an acronym,
I understand, yeah. So it's Employee Assistance Program, and it really was something that both Todd and I knew we needed within our departments, but once we started putting it together, the town adopted the EAP program for the whole town.
And this is ethics and what else?
Ethics and sensitivity.
Sensitivity.
Yeah.
And is this required training?
No.
Okay.
Well, ethics is by state law, but we usually do it a different way, but we're doing a different ethics training to keep their eyes open and it's live versus being on a computer.
And it satisfies the state?
It will, yes.
Okay.
Ready to move on?
Mhm.
And we're doing it when everybody's on shift too, so it's not gonna cost anything.
Do you have anything for 10 for other?
That was the other stuff.
That was the other?
I do not.
Okay.
No.
You know what, can you start looking for a date for a car inspection?
We're gonna have one this summer.
I know, just so we kind of know a little ahead of time.
Is it on the schedule? Yeah, it's the 1st of June, and we'll have it during the week, so probably Wednesday. Sorry. Wednesday, June 5th. Department inspection and photo. So we'll also do the new photo, since we have quite a few new recruits as well.
Thank you.
What time will that be?
We usually start at about 8 o'clock.
In the morning?
The cars will be outside, in the parking lot. We'll go do an inspection, of the vehicles with the administration. The board of safety will walk around, and then we'll do the photo afterwards, probably in the same spot.
Last time I went to one, it was at the Lighthouse parking lot.
Yeah, same spot. Well, yeah, probably, because this parking lot will be full with construction still.
Okay, then we'll move on to, fire department, number 11, communications.
No communication this time.
Okay, number 12, finances.
You've got copies of our finances, if there's any questions.
Questions, gentlemen?
Purchase orders, you have those two, right?
And purchase orders.
Chief, is there anything unusual here? I'm going through item by item, but it looks like all routine. Aqua long white dry suits,
Yeah, those are dry suits for the dive team.
$9,800. And how often do you have to purchase these?
As soon as they go out of, date or they're damaged.
Well,
They
what's the life
usually last
expectancy?
about 4 years.
Okay, 4 years.
Did you not just buy some last time too?
We kind of staggered them, yeah. We only bought, I think, 4 or 5 of them this year.
So they're about $2,000 a piece?
They are. Nothing in the fire department is cheap. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Okay, move on. New hires, part-time hires.
I got one thing under grants.
Okay.
Can we go back a second, please?
Sure.
I got, Chief Mager's writing an AirPack grant right now, for, $236,000 to replace our air packs, because our air packs have gone through 2 cycles, and they're going to be obsolete. Just to let you know, that's through, the federal government. So he's in the process of writing it right now. We're trying to figure out which sections of it have to have some sort of match. So once we figure that out, we'll let the board of safety and the council know.
What's the replacement cost on these?
$236,000. I had the grant. in front of
That's
me.
for how many?
31.
And the grant will cover how much of that?
Right now, because there's different sections of the grant, we're not exactly sure. There's like a section for RIT team, Rapid Intervention Team. There might be a match to some of that. We're not exactly sure, but Chief Mager is getting those numbers.
And if you're not awarded the grant, do we get the equipment, we just skip it, or do we pay out of pocket ourselves?
We're gonna have to figure out how to pay for it.
Okay.
Last time we financed it, the town council financed it, and we paid for it through the EMS non-reverting fund.
So the last time there was no grant, or you weren't awarded the grant?
We weren't awarded the grant,
Okay.
and that was, I think, 15 years ago.
What's the average life expectancy of a mask,
The pack itself,
packs,
8 years, I think.
8 years?
Yeah. I thought I brought the thing with me.
It's all right, this close is fine.
Is that one per employee, or are they?
No, it's per riding position on the apparatus.
So multiple people can use one?
Yeah, the only thing you can't, you have to have a mask for everybody, the
Okay.
actual mask, but the pack is right around $10,500. So, we're looking at 31,000, that's with everything. So just the air pack itself is like 236, and the bottles, and it's gonna be well over 300,000 when we're done with it. So he's just getting ready to finish it, so. What I will do, once I get done with it, he gets done with it, I'll forward a copy. We'll make a hard copy for all of you to look at.
Great.
Okay.
Wish him
That's
success.
on the other.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm sorry, not other.
That's all right. So then we're at 13,
Get back to my page.
new hires and part-timers.
Okay, under the new hires, on the agenda, we had permission to hire 2 full-time, Connor Riley and full-time Mark Whitlock. The Board of Safety has decided that they wanted, a certified,
CPAP.
physical fitness program certificate, which we call what's known as CPAT, which is a, or not a private, but a national, registered testing facility that tests new firefighters, excuse me. And we have the results back for one of them, and we're waiting for the results back from, Mr. Mark Whitlock. He has scheduled his test date for the 19th of March. I'm asking that you approve both of these, and one of them to go through to the board or to the council, to start the PERF process, the other one based upon, him producing that CPAC.
I would suggest that we do one at a time, just for that reason.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Since we do have the CPAT card, for Connor Riley, can we have a motion to,
Recommend to the council, to have him begin a PERF process. Okay, I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
roll call vote, please?
David Villalobos?
Yes.
Lester Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Norm Stick?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
And, Chief, as you stated, we're gonna have to do a condition that we're gonna go ahead and okay it, with the exception that he has to come up with a current CPAT card before that he can continue any farther. Can we have that motion, please?
Okay, so I'll make a motion to recommend to the council to have Mark Whitlock begin the PERF process contingent upon him completing the CPAT program.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
David Villalobos?
Yes.
Lester Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Norm Stick?
Yes, thank you. So moved. So then
Thank
we'll
you.
go on to,
Part-time.
part-time. And
And
just let it
Yes,
be
sir.
known that she's already a member of the fire department.
Oh, Janet, yeah. I'd like to have the board entertain a motion to approve Jenna Ryan Hoot for a part-time position for the department. She's currently one of our POCs. She's done all of the right time that she needs to do to become part-time. I'm asking for a favorable
I think we can
recommendation.
do both of these together.
We can.
Yeah.
We can. Anthony Van Auken is a current paramedic firefighter in Crown Point, lives in Cedar Lake, and is interested in working part-time as well.
So can we have a motion?
Okay,
to
a
accept?
motion, to, recommend to the council to hire Jenna Reinhoot and Anthony Van Auken as part-time employees.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
David Villalobos?
Yes.
Lester Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Norm Stick?
Yes, thank you. And so moved. We're going to, we've talked about advertise for part-time that are currently employed either with a fire service or an ambulance service?
Yeah, we recently lost some part-time people to full-time jobs. So our part-time staff is gotten way smaller, plus we're hiring one of our part-time people, Connor
Right.
Riley, who covered a lot of shifts for us. So, what I'm asking the Board of Safety to do is to approve us to start the advertisement process for part-time, paramedic firefighters.
And that we had agreed that we was gonna forward that to the clerk treasurer.
For the advertisement, yeah.
And also, one thing that I noticed, that when they advertise, that they always put in there until the position is full. I think we should put that in,
Okay.
because we're in competition with everybody else.
I want that to state also EMT/paramedic, because we do hire EMTs as
That's
well.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that the clerk treasurer has a form or something, just.
Yeah, she does, we did discuss that.
Okay, good.
She sent me an email stating that she would put the advertisements together.
Good.
And how many do you want to hire on this list?
Full on the list, we don't,
Well, you're advertising for part-timers, how many do you want to hire?
I'd like to hire 4.
Okay.
Would it seem like that if you got to 4, would that ease the overtime? some?
It will ease the overtime, plus hopefully we'll get paramedic firefighter Ben Kiken back, who's been off injured for the past, I think since before Christmas. That is hurting our overtime as well drastically, because we have to cover his shift every 3rd day.
So every part-timer that we hire relieves a full-time guy of having to fill a position for a day?
Can, if they're available to cover the shifts, yes.
Okay, so that actually saves us money to hire these part-timers?
Absolutely,
Okay,
So-
absolutely.
Necessarily, we don't have to stop at 4. They don't, part-time people don't cost us anything, they save us money.
We can hire as many as we want.
I think that would be our goal.
Yeah, I would love to have a larger pool, because at the end of the day, there's only so many shifts available. The more people you put in those shifts, the less chance that any of those part-timers even get into an overtime situation, which we've had. Because it was either pay the part-timer some overtime or pay a full-timer overtime, which is a lot more money. So, we have had part-timers work some overtime as well to help us out, cover the schedule. Right now, we have a hard time covering the schedule, because we're not allowed to hire part-timers for the past, I don't know how many months now.
And you have been running 3 ambulances, but I was.
We've had 3 ambulances at the hospital at the same time, yeah.
So we're advertising for these part-timers, this is for firefighter, EMT, and paramedic?
Firefighter, EMT, firefighter, paramedic, and/or.
Okay.
So can we have that motion, please?
Okay.
This would be for advertising.
Yeah, just for advertising.
Advertising for hire, okay, I'll make the motion to advertise for hire for part-time firefighter EMTs and firefighter paramedics.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
David Villalobos?
Yes.
Lester Caper?
Yes.
Norm Stick?
Yes, thank you, so moved. Let me see. We would go to 14, training report.
Chief Mauger's not here tonight. There were 710 hours logged for the month, for in-house and outside training as well. As you can see, we did a lot of driver-operator training, this last month. 374 hours of EMS, fire officer training. We had our battalion chiefs and our captain in a fire officer training, advanced training class as well, which is gonna be done. We have an instructor class. We have 2 people that were in instructor class. The instructor class is gonna allow us to do in-house and sign off on state programs, which will help with our overtime again, so that we won't have to send people out for some of that training. We'll be able to do it in-house and have an in-house instructor, just like we did with EMS.
Okay, 710 hours of training logged. Now, when the officer gets in there for the training, he signs a sign-up sheet to document those hours that he's there?
Yeah,
We have all that paperwork for 710 hours?
we do.
Okay.
That was a, request by the clerk treasurer's office, and it gets sent to them.
So we're in
And if it
compliance,
doesn't, she sends it back to us with a denial of it, so.
so we're in compliance with her request?
We are.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Well,
Wow.
we're trying. We're still in the process of doing, getting the actual paperwork right, but she is getting that and, a report every Monday with all the payroll stuff as well. And with those is the training hours.
Very good, thank you.
Any further
And the
questions?
reason I know is because she sent one back today asking, because there wasn't anything attached to it, so. Sometimes that happens and we have to go back and send it to her.
And you had the records and you were able to fix that?
Well, I just got it back this Saturday, I just got it late afternoon, so I haven't looked at it really.
Okay.
Anything else? 15, equipment?
I'm asking our Board of Safety to allow us to buy a new chief's vehicle. We had a discussion with Chief Fisher and to piggyback onto one vehicle with them to save costs. The clerk did tell me there was enough money in the non-reverting fund to buy a vehicle this year. So I'm asking for approval to jump in on the police package to get a Durango.
How many miles are on your current vehicle?
Almost 70, but it's a 2011. But we need to put that vehicle in the system as another chaser vehicle, because we're getting rid of the Charger. That's basically, it's actually wore out.
So what do you do with the Ford, what do you call that, hybrid vehicle? What?
That vehicle is a chaser vehicle as well. But what I want to do is use my truck as a battalion chief vehicle. When they open the other station, they'll have a vehicle just for the battalion chiefs.
So a chaser vehicle, what, can you explain
The
that?
chaser, just to chase calls, and to, if we have to go out of town or go to classes or whatever.
Okay.
How many do you currently have?
We have an old Suburban that we're gonna need to put a lot of money into it, but it's becoming undependable.
How about the pickup truck that's in the front?
It's a plow truck, yeah, and another brush truck that we use it for.
I'll make a motion to defer this until we can request some more information from the clerk's office in case this money can be used for some other funding.
Second?
I'll second.
Roll call vote, please.
David Villalobos?
Yes.
Lester Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Norm Stick?
Yes.
Was this a request by the clerk?
No? The town is short on money and...
But they approved, she gave us $55,000 to approve it.
It's
It's
appropriate.
there, it's appropriate. Yes, it is. It's
Doesn't mean we
appropriate.
have to spend it for that reason.
Number 16, monthly activity.
$119 EMS calls, 46 fire calls, 19 car crashes in the town of Cedar Lake. Unincorporated 14 and mutual aid 13 for January.
And Lexipol updates.
You mentioned the policy, I can't remember which one's off the top of my head.
Okay.
You wanted
Last, we met with these, it was ready to go in December, and
I don't know why they weren't sent to the,
didn't have the paperwork here for the board to approve them. So then they was deferred until,
which ones were they, we were talking about?
okay, it was 801, 911, 1021, and 1022.
Okay.
So they're all ready to go. We just need to get the notification out to the board members.
Okay, and then,
And if
I'll
you,
add the other policies we
if
talked
you would
about.
please, send us a hard copy of the, so we can,
Of all these you want.
well, remember before I suggested for, since 801, 911, 1021, 1022 was kind of straightforward, in order to save money, instead of putting the drafts on there, just, they would be actually policies, that, so we would save paper, because
Okay,
they're all,
that's-
those are pretty well straightforward.
Okay, that's what we're talking about, okay.
And then, once we approve the 1300 policy for the hiring process for full-time, part-time, paid on-call, and volunteers, we, want to send it to the attorney to have him review it, because there was a couple things on there
Yeah,
that we, needed help on.
I knew the attorney was sick.
Wouldn't I have it, for the attorney review before we approve it?
Well, I mean, make sure we're happy with what we want to send to the attorney,
Yeah,
because,
Well, this 1300 policy, is this what we're gonna send to the
well,
attorney? to
that
review?
one and the one that Todd sent out as on the internet,
there was only one question on it.
they don't match.
There was only one question on it though, and you had a question on it, you sent it,
Well,
about the CPAC.
let me see.
I'm currently doing the volunteer one now.
Let me see, there was some wording in there that needed to be corrected that we talked about, and,
That was just a draft for you guys, you know that, right?
and
Okay.
then there was a question that I had from, on the policy that you sent out via email. And then on this, the hard-written policy, 1300.1.1 through .10, it's not on the hard copy that was on the one that you sent out.
Okay.
So we need to get that straightened out first.
So this is not ready for approval?
No.
No, that's why I sent it to you guys, just to look at it.
We need to work on it a little bit more.
Okay.
And so then we can send the one to David.
And the other ones you mentioned, 801, 911, 1021, 1022,
They're all ready to go, we just need to approve them.
okay, do we, have titles on those? 801, what does that cover?
I don't have that. They was pretty well straightforward, and we, Jim Altoff and I met with the fire department, and, they're, just word changes, they're not really,
And you're satisfied they're ready for approval? Okay.
they're not, but we don't have, you don't have the paperwork yet, you haven't reviewed them.
Okay, so we're gonna defer that another month?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Could I ask that, we get together again, because I'm gonna have a couple more.
We can,
We're gonna have a few more policies ready for you guys to approve, so we need to look at them.
that'd be fine.
Are you gonna make a motion to defer those?
We don't, they wasn't presented.
All right.
Okay, that covered the Lexipol, Mr. Ashton, number 18.
Yeah, I would apologize to you. I had an unplanned vacation last month, so we didn't get to this. We are working on a lot of litigation matters, and those I can't talk with you about here, but I will talk with you about them at the appropriate and correct venue.
Do you have anything to meet after the meeting in executive session?
Not really.
Okay.
I think I gave you,
It's available if we needed it.
it is definitely that, and it's fairly fluid, so.
Okay. Okay, emergency up. Town councils, Liaison report, do you have anything, Mr. Liaison?
Nope.
No, okay.
I gave you what I had as exact.
Okay, good. 20, new building update?
Moving along very well. The police side is, got its first coat of primer paint. They're, holding on, the electrical issue has been resolved as far as the, placement of the, what's that called? The box, no, from NIPSCO, I can't think of the name of, transformer, that's what it is. The town has signed, the contractor signed it with them, there's no money exchange because we have a NIPSCO agreement, but, they've contacted NIPSCO has them in stock, so there's not gonna be big weight on that, transformer, so, we're hoping in the next maybe 4 to 5 weeks that full power will be in both buildings, so they can really move on with the police side and continue to amp up, continue it with its completion date somewhere around the middle of July.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody have anything for other?
Yeah, I have a couple things. We have, 2 volunteers that are ready to, come on the department if we can get an approval from the Board of Safety to move forward with them. Jordan Roy and Eric Pucklick. I believe we sent it out to you guys a while ago, and when we went under putting everything on hold, we put their applications on hold as well. I would like to move forward with these 2 volunteers, because obviously we do need the volunteers.
We haven't interviewed him yet, have we?
No, that's what I'm asking for, see if we can interview them. They're volunteers.
Yeah, we'll have to set up, an interview.
Are these raw recruits, or they're gonna have to go through academy and stuff?
No, one of them has got experience. He works for the town actually, and then the other one is gonna be brand new. Have to go through the academy, but he missed the academy for the beginning of this year because we couldn't get it approved.
The one with experience, we don't have to mention his name, is that the one that got his training from,
Illinois.
But how does that get recognized in Indiana?
He files a reciprocity through the state.
And then, so that would be, he would be what's that,
To recognize his Illinois certs into Indiana.
now is that, what's the top rating, firefighter 2? Is that what
Firefighter 2, yeah.
Is that what he would have?
Yeah, that's what he'd be shooting for, yeah, firefighter 1 and 2.
So then he would actually be somebody that you could put on the end of a hose.
We could, yeah, quite quickly, yeah.
Okay, that would, yeah, so we just gotta go through the, the interview process. So. Anything else, Tom?
Yeah, another thing I was gonna ask the council to consider, or the commission to consider is, another thing that could help us with our overtime is to allow our members to increase their comp time from 240 hours to 480 hours. This will help us, to allow them to bank more hours instead of being paid out in overtime. I'm just introducing this tonight. I'm not asking for any type of movement on it, but that is one thing, and to add a few more holidays that the other council, or the other people, town employees get, the fire department doesn't, so, which would be MLK Day and Veterans Day. Those are 2 things. And this is to help with retention of firefighters, as well as helping with the overtime.
What was the second holiday?
Veterans Day.
Veterans Day and MLK, Martin Luther King Day.
I got that one.
Got it.
480 hours, you say?
Yeah, that's what the state of Indiana allows
And then will you
paramedics and
be,
firefighters to go to.
compelled to use them within a certain amount? Do you
No, they
keep
could,
them forever?
they could keep it forever, yeah.
Okay.
Typically, what they do is when they retire, they take that as well. But it also gives them a little more time off, that way, they can recoup a little bit better. And right now, we don't have nearly the time off other departments offer.
And when they take this time off, someone's gotta fill the spot.
Yep. We gotta give them time off.
So is there any, one person that's off now, is there any timeline on when he may be back to work?
He goes to the doctor on the 5th of March, I think 5th or 6th of March, wrote that down too. And he's doing real well, by the way.
Good.
He had back surgery.
Anything else, gentlemen? Well, chiefs, Todd, Bill, anything?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll open, public comment.
Good evening, Terry Broders, 14513 Morse. I just have a quick comment on, and the only reason I bring it up to you now is last night I witnessed it. Driving on Lakeshore Drive between the kebab spot and the town club, right there around the bluff, there's a NIPSCO pole with a street light out. Last night, there were a couple teenagers walking on the bluff side, and it was dark. And I don't think the car in front of me noticed the kids until it was like right on top of them, so if you could just check on that.
Yeah,
And I don't know if this is the location for that.
Yeah, we
go to the
maintain
town.
them. Yeah, we'll notify NIPSCO if it's theirs.
And
That's actually the location where they want to put that sidewalk in, so.
And I'm aware of that. One other thing is, what is the process when, like, let's say, for example, the street light in front of your house is out? Do you call the town? Do you call, who would be the,
NIPSCO.
so that the residents can call directly to NIPSCO?
Yeah, they
They have a program
They have a program.
online where you can go in there and type the phone number, and then you have to tell them who you are.
Right.
And you can get that done. I used to do that all the time.
So there is a pretty simple process.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Public comment the second time? Public comment the third time? I didn't click.
Then Cliff wants to say something.
Go ahead.
I apologize, Mr. Villalobos had a question, I butted in and failed to answer it. The reduction of 300 in the calls for service is directly related to the reduction in traffic stop numbers between last January and this January. Historically, if you look across the top, the numbers trend accurately, but last year was the anomaly because of the new 12-hour shifts. Everybody's really excited about it, but that excitement people wear off about Q1, I think, or early Q2. But the trend is consistent. It's an uptick. So I believe we're about 900 and something this year. If you go back 2 years, I think we're upper 600s maybe.
And you're talking calls for service?
Traffic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Both, actually.
Yeah.
Calls for traffic stops go into the calls for service calculation,
Okay.
because they actually generate a call for service at the dispatch center.
So this year, January's traffic stops were down significantly.
Only because, last year, because of the inflated traffic stops because of the new 12-hour shifts.
So 2023, January was 738, and 2024 was 400. And you're saying, okay,
So I go back to 2022.
And you're closer to in line.
Correct. The trend is there, yet last year was just an anomaly because there's a lot of excitement for the new rotation, shift rotation.
Okay, very good, thank you, I appreciate the insight.
Thank you for your comment, Cliff.
I would say one more thing about the streetlights. When we had the sodium vapor those streetlights went out all the time. I was getting calls all the time, but now that we got the LEDs, this is the first time I've heard of a streetlight going out.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It might be an
is
old
LED
one.
It is one of the newer models. I saw it today, just so for your information.
You know what, Terry, that might be been a pole that was struck by a drunk driver not too long ago.
And maybe it's
Because
residual.
it was right in that area, so.
And the only reason I bring it up is because last night it happened, you know, they kind of, and I don't, the warm weather's gonna bring out more people walking,
Yep.
obviously.
Yep, understood.
That was just information.
And if you get those and you can't get hold of anybody, just reach out to me.
Well, you know, the thing is, I think just saying it out loud sometimes, now other people will, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Understand the
those-
process who to call.
Yeah, exactly. But if you do find one and you can't get hold of it, just let me know. I'll
Thank
take
you,
care of
Chief.
it.
Appreciate that.
Public comment number 3. I declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you.